in the cold highlands of Tibet, where the wind whispers through stone valleys, a story was born of pain, revenge, and ultimate enlightenment. This is the story of Milarepa, a man who walked through darkness to find eternal light. Milarepa was born into comfort, a happy family, a gentle father, a loving mother, and a small home filled with laughter. But when his father fell ill, everything changed. On his deathbed, the father entrusted all his land, wealth, and grain to his brother and sister, Milarepa's uncle and aunt, until the boy was old enough to inherit it. They promised to protect the family. But the moment his father died, their promise turned to poison. They seized everything, the fields, the house, even the clothes from Milarepa's mother's chest. They forced his mother and sister to work as servants, to grind barley and herd yaks that once belonged to them. Milarepa, still a child, was beaten when he refused to obey. He watched as his mother's hands cracked and bled from labor. The family went hungry, while his uncle and aunt feasted in their home just across the field. When his mother begged for mercy, they laughed. When she wept, they locked her outside in the cold. Each day her heart filled with more bitterness, and one night her grief turned to rage. She told her son, who's now all grown up, "Milarepa, you must learn the black arts. Only magic can bring justice to our suffering." Driven by his mother's anguish, Milarepa left his home and wandered across the desolate plains of Tibet. He had no money, no food, only a burning promise that he would return one day with power. He walked for many weeks until he reached a region where an old hermit was said to teach the secret sciences, spells, rituals, and the calling of unseen forces. His name was Yangton Trogyo, a learned lama who knew the deep and dangerous art of controlling nature's energies. Milarepa fell before him and wept. He told him everything, the betrayal, the hunger, the humiliation. Then he said, "Master, I have no peace. Teach me the means to end my suffering." The master looked upon the boy with pity. He said, "Child, to summon storms is easy. To master your mind, that is hard. But if vengeance blinds you, the path of compassion will never open." Milarepa bowed low and replied, "I have no other path. Please, show me what I must do." The master agreed, not out of cruelty, but to let the boy learn through his own karma. He instructed Milarepa in harsh disciplines, to meditate alone in desolate caves, to fast for long days, to chant mantras through the night, until his body trembled and his voice bled dry. He gathered herbs and stones for ritual offerings, drew protective circles upon the ground, and learned to concentrate his mind so completely that thunder itself would answer his call. It took months of struggle. He fell sick. His skin cracked from cold, his body thinned to bones. But the fire of his rage kept him alive. At last, his teacher gave him permission to use what he had learned. When the time came, Milarepa returned to his village, to the very hill where he had played as a child. There he sat beneath darkening clouds and chanted the forbidden mantra. Lightning came, rolling clouds swallowed the valley, and within moments, the sky itself seemed to roar. When the storm passed, his enemies were gone. The home that had once been his stood in ruins. Milarepa had fulfilled his mother's wish. But as the thunder faded, a silence deeper than sorrow fell upon him. He had won his revenge and lost his peace. The horror of what he had done haunted him day and night. He saw the faces of the dead in his dreams. He knew no peace. It was then he realized that no magic could wash away the stain in his heart. Only true wisdom could. And thus began his journey to find a teacher who could free him. That is how he met Marpa the translator, a great yogi, wise yet harsh. Marpa made him suffer greatly. He forced Milarepa to build and destroy stone towers again and again, to break his pride, to purify his past. Only after years of pain and tears did Marpa finally give him the teachings of liberation. Milarepa went into the mountains. He meditated in freezing caves, wrapped only in a thin cotton robe, living on wild nettles until his skin turned green. Through solitude and suffering, he conquered the storms within himself and reached enlightenment. He became known as Jetsun Milarepa, the singing saint of Tibet, whose songs still echo through the mountains, reminding us that even the darkest soul can become pure light, from betrayal to vengeance, from sorrow to awakening. This is the story of Milarepa, the man who turned his pain